The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has flagged a northern governor for personally withdrawing cash of 60 billion naira from his state treasury. I think the last person we heard about that withdraw money, this kind of billions in a day, is the governor of Anambra State, Obiano. They say he will do 4 billion naira. 4 billion naira. And now this one is 60 billion naira from his state treasury. The Efcc, which broke the story today in its latest Efcc alert, said the governor is from the north central part of the country but didn't give his name. Why can't you give his name? But the other day you made mention of that's why that was what came to mind. Immediately I heard this, Obiano came to mind because you said the same, you did it, you mentioned his name. If he's a serving governor, so why did you mention Obiano's name and not this one name? Why? The FCC chairman Abdulrasheed Bawa, who spoke in the latest edition of the magazine, said, "I can tell you for free that the new Department of Intelligence that we have created is working wonders." But you cannot name the person, but you could name Obiano. They have come up with a lot of intelligence. In one of them, a governor in a north central state, which within the last 6 years, one individual has withdrawn over 60 billion naira in cash. We are looking at all of that, and I assure you that at the end of all of our investigations, Nigerians are going to be briefed of what we are doing behind the scene on cybercrime, politically exposed persons, as well as engaging government agencies to ensure that we have better processes and procedures on how to do government business, Bawa said. You see, you begin to ask yourself, then what is the essence of Buhari coming in? You talk about even the issue of security is even insecurity is even worse for a man who his field is in, security, a retired general, or what is his position in the army. Yes, he could not tackle anything, he could not do anything. You begin to wonder, how did this man get to this position? Because you begin to wonder, how? In everything, which area can you even say that this man is even good, that he can say that, yes, when it comes to this area, even his own area was specialization, yes, it's even worse, not to talk of economy. So if we now say, like the question I even really want to ask, then what is the usefulness of Buhari in the first place? Because we were complaining about corruption, and the corruption that is here now is something else. It's something else. It's still ongoing. Because if really for the past 6 years, if they had put things in place, do it in a proper way, I think this whole thing would have reduced. But it's escalating on a daily basis. You now begin to ask yourself, then why did they come in? Because all the things that we were even complaining, as at that time, 2014, 2015, they were like 40%. But now it has jumped to 90-something%. You talk about poverty, oh my goodness. We are leading in the whole world, not in West Africa, not even Africa as a continent. All over the world, Nigeria is leading when it comes to people living in abject poverty. Can you fathom that? So what is now the essence of Buhari? You talk about insecurity, that one is even worse. People are even hungry. Things are so expensive. Devaluation of Naira. Naira has no value under this dispensation, and they are borrowing money. They don't even know how to pay back. And somebody will open his mouth and be telling us that even unborn children, because they are doing infrastructure, those things that they did with a substandard material that will not stand the test of time, they are telling us that a unborn generation will do it, will come and pay because they are building the infrastructure for them. All of the things that they have built, is it going to stay up to 50 years? Which I know is not, but even with the railway that they have started doing, they've started having problems. And now, why is it that this man cannot mention the names of the name of the governor? But if it's so, does it mean he has not completed the investigation on the governor? But he has been able to Is it the same thing now? Because if somebody withdrew 60 billion naira, you mention his name, unless you are not sure of what you are saying. You want to say that one just to calm the nerves of the people, or is it because Reno asked a question some days back? So they just want to do something. That's why he said he cannot mention his name. But immediately you mention Obiano, that he withdrew this thing. Why are you covering him? Why are you not saying it? If you know that you are not sure, or you have not done your investigation to that extent, you shouldn't have even said anything. These are the things that we are talking about. When people talk now, it will be as if, oh, they're always talking about, we are being marginalized. We are being Is it not one of the reasons we have a lot of realities on ground? We have a lot of facts that always make people who are always on that assertion that yes, there's marginalization. A lot of them, but they will say, oh, forget it does not matter. Is this not one of the things that they are talking about? Funny Bawa, you don't put people on suspense. There is no need when you can't even name or shame the individual. Exactly. This is why trusting is difficult. Bawa is a young man who we thought would be straightforward. Straightforward. Who appointed him? Somebody wants to give you clothes. Somebody says, I'm going to buy you clothes. I'm going to. First and foremost, you go even look at from head to toe. What are you even? What do you even have? Somebody who is wearing like, I want to buy something for somebody. So who puts him there? Who appointed him? If you look at the people where you appointed him, so is he going to do something different from those who appointed him? Forget it, Joe. Hey, but giving space for compromise, Nagode, it is just an act of a witch hunting. That is a Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State. Well, yeah, he hasn't spent up to 6 years in office. Bawa said everyone should watch Governor Obiano, but will not call the name of his brother governor. Criminal Bawa is obviously biased against Southerners. Do you want to start blaming people who are saying this? You could tell us Obiano, Piam, Obiano sweet for your mouth. Everybody, put him on a watch list. Let's call a spade a spade. Let a thief be called a thief. Why hiding his name? Let me help you pronounce the name of the big thief. It is Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State. Release. They won't mention his name because they want their percentage first to determine if his name should be mentioned or not. Who is really clean among them all? Bawa? Nobody in the federal government is involved in corruption, only state. You do well, regime FCC, EFCC. But if the governors is from the south, the whole world will hear it now. Secondly, the ones you guys have been collecting back from criminals, what has it been used for? Rather suffering and hardship everywhere. But just with time, my God will expose you all. At times, God is God. But at times, I always ask that question as human being, that why is it that God is always preserving all these wicked people? Let them be exposed. If they are exposed, then they should be rendered handicaps. God should render them handicaps so that it will serve as a lesson to them, to others, and even they themselves will be able to repent. God, our ways are not God's ways. So that is how it is. Unfortunately, these evil people are always thriving because they are always being given long rope. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.